huh? So with all of the heavy rains and everything that we've been getting, and other factors combined with that, like leaves, branches, things of that nature, filling up the ditch, and then instead of the water running down the ditch, it being diverted and creating its own ditch. So I'm standing down here at the bridge. So I think what's happening up there where Dolly's at, you can see where it kind of comes out into the gravel, and it comes down to where there are some rocks there. Then it's coming down this far. This is getting filled up right here. So then what it's doing is it's cutting across the driveway. It's running down this side. And then what it does is it turns and it runs off here, which is undermining everything there and causing it to erode. We're going to have to come up with a plan. So my neighbor seems to think that this culvert, we might could dig it back just a little bit and weld something to it. They happen to have a welder that works on 110. I could bring my generator down here. We could weld an arm basically onto it and go out and maybe create some sort of a basket underneath where we could pour some concrete, let that set up, and then fill in dirt on top of that, which doesn't sound like a bad idea. Anyway, what I was going to do is ask you your comments to leave down there if you have any other idea. Now, I do need to clean the ditch out so that the water does come down. His water basically comes down this side right here. Mine comes underneath the culvert, underneath the driveway over there, and runs down the creek over there and dumps into the larger portion of the creek. So, looks like I'm going to have to get a shovel and hand dig all of this out, because as far as I know, they don't make a piece of equipment for the tractor that I could purchase to be able to keep that ditch out. I've got a 7-foot blade, but it is not big enough for this new tractor, and even the old one, it was a little bit difficult. It just didn't stick out far enough to be able to angle it in where you could pull the gravel out or anything else out and still be going forward with it, tilted at an angle. So I did go up there and talk to him. We've got some ideas, but we thought that we would kind of maybe get some ideas from you all, if you had any, about what you might do. But yeah, if I come up, let's walk up here by the wood pile. So this is where a lot of the slab wood is going. Some of it I've been giving it away to people that wanted to cut it up to burn in their furnace. So some people have those outdoor furnaces, where you can just kind of pack it in there and it burns basically all day or 2 days or whatever. But this is part of my problem. This tree right here has grown up right in the middle of the ditch. So I'm going to have to cut the tree so it doesn't get any bigger. This is actually a sycamore tree. So I've got to clean that out. And then there's one more spot up here that's pretty bad, which is right here. So I have to clean out enough where that water will drain and clean out a new ditch going down through here. But once you get the ditches cleaned out, if you can keep them cleaned out, then you can avoid stuff like that. But this actually happened with a lot of the rain we've been having. I've been focused on that building up there and wasn't really paying attention until one day I came down and I noticed all that. So I've got to get that fixed. So I'm going to go back up to the cabin. I'm going to get a shovel, come down here and spend an hour or so cleaning this out. And then send us, like I said, your comments on how you would fix that bridge. And we'll go from there. But that's going to be a little project coming up. It's not too bad a shape right now because it's wide enough. I can drive the truck across it, no problem. But it does need to be addressed. But I do need to clean these ditches out, because if I don't, it'll just get worse than that. So anyway, let's go get a shovel and we'll see what we can do. Well, friends, I had to go change shirts because I spent about 3 hours down here digging on this. And I'm going to show you, I've got it cleared out from here all the way down to the creek. So I've got it, as you can see, probably about maybe 18 inches wide and about 6 inches deep. So I think that that's going to be able to carry quite a bit of water without filling up. And I'll just kind of have to keep my eye on that and keep it cleaned out. Now, as far as what we're going to do down there at the creek, don't rightly know yet, but like I said, you all leave some comments. Give us some other ideas if you have any. But at least I've got this cleaned up, because we're expecting, I think it's about 4 days straight worth of rain again. Have I mentioned that we're getting a lot of rain? Anyway, yeah, so that's done. Shirt's changed, and I'm cooled off now because I did kind of get heated up. The humidity's up around 89%, I think. So, but thank goodness it was only about 90 degrees and not any hotter than that. But it's still, you know, 87 and 90. That doesn't mix well for a comfortable day, does it? Anyway, so I've got another little project that I'm working on that the church gave me a bunch of strapping that we used on the 6x6s when we were setting the frame for the new pavilion. So since I think I have exactly enough. I'll have to count them, but I think I brought home, I got the metal made that we, you know, several videos ago where we had put together the brackets for the church, but I showed doing that. And so it was 3/8 inch plate metal that were 18 inches long, and we welded them together, made T's. So these temporary things that were holding the post together came off, and those others went on. So instead of throwing them away, they said, well, why don't you take them? You might be able to use them. So I have an idea. So what I did is I took a plate like this that you can buy at the hardware store. I split it down the top right there in the center down to the two little lines. There's arrows on it. And then I bent the other portion like that on the edge. That way this goes right on my top rafter, and that'll be at the correct angle to screw into it. I got two of these to go on the two outside. I'm spray painting these flat black because I don't really want anything shiny. I won't have to do the bottom. You're not going to see it, and I didn't actually have to do the back, so I'm just concerned with the front part of it. Just kind of make it go with the cabin. Now we'll let that dry, and then we'll have our brackets or hurricane straps for the outside. Alright, so there's my top center beam. This is my outside joists, and this is why I made that. Of course, once I screw that up in there, that will act as like a hurricane strap. So I've got one made for each side, this side and one for the other side. There's what the end strap looks like. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed the video of me showing you my issues down there at the creek, but any comment on how you might do it that might give us a different idea or maybe help us with the ideas that we got would certainly be appreciated. The other thing too is I had to make some sort of bracket, or I had to purchase some hurricane straps because, you know, with the high winds that we've been getting around here, whenever I put a roof on. It kind of acts like an umbrella, and you don't want to let an umbrella loose in a windstorm, right? So I'm just going through extra precautions to tie everything down, so hopefully the high winds that we have been getting won't uplift and cause damage on the roof. Anyway, if you're interested in how I did that, click up here in the top right hand corner of when I did the tractor portion over there, putting those straps on. Friends, thanks for stopping by. We really do appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you back up here at the cabin again next time.